Jed, big win tonight, 35-31 over UMD here at the Bob. You guys go 53-3. But really, there was some outstanding plays in the second half by defense. That, I mean, although they gave up 31 points, they made the stop when they had to make it. Talk about what Cliff Redmond and the defense did for you.
Well, you know, excuse me, I've never been it's probably why I'm not a real big stat guy, because it comes down to, you know, do we have more points than they do? And the defense, I'm proud of them that they stepped up and made the plays when they need to, because they fought their tail off tonight. We battled through a lot of adversity. For Cliff, you know, to come in behind, you know, John Tidwell goes down, you know, Cliff comes in, you know, hadn't played a ton, but I tell you what, he makes plays in practice that you go, whoa, that kid can play. And so, you know, to come in, got off of they ran an option to him, he got off the block, made a great quality tackle, and I knew right away, I mean, he was filling it in, and so I'm just proud of him to come in that situation. And but
he made a couple plays, yeah.
Oh,
he made a couple plays. He made a play over on the sideline.
Well, the fourth down in the end zone. I mean, Cliff knocked that thing away, and that is a clutch play to win the game for us on that. And you know, and then the other catch Brady Rose made, you know, you don't see those every day. You don't see those on Sundays. He was not going to let go of that football, and couldn't be more proud of him.
What, you know, USF came into this game ranked number 6 in one poll, 12 in the other in the coaches poll. But this is really an important win because you're playing a playoff caliber team, a team that has been one of the perennial powers in the NSIC. Speak to what that means for your Cougars program.
Well, I mean, you know, the one poll, you know, it's nice. The coaches poll, we're at 12, and you know, for whatever reason, you know, we finished the season last year with 3 lost teams ahead of us and things like that, and so personally, you know, the coaches and the Raiders around the country that probably haven't, they've kind of just wondered a little bit about this Sioux Falls team. You know, it's a huge win because you know, last year when we finished the season, and we kind of saw where we finished in the rankings, and where some other teams finished ahead of us with more losses than we had. Yeah, it does put a little chip on your shoulder. And so, you know, when we have to show that we could win games like this. Not necessarily impress the other coaches that are ranking us, but to be a playoff caliber team, we've got to learn how to win games like these. And I think that was a huge milestone for us to, first of all, beat a team we hadn't beat yet, with a tradition and a hard-nosed team like this, but to let it give us some experience about how you do step up and win games like this.
Well, you know, you had a 35-14 lead at halftime, and they came roaring back. Give UMD credit; they put together some good offensive drives, really good on third down, and then they got a turnover in plus territory, but then they were able to move the ball down, but the Cougars stepped up on that drive and really made 3 outstanding defensive plays in a row.
Absolutely.
To just keep them out.
They have a lot of pride. You know, they want to hold people to 7 points and 10 points, and I don't know that I don't want to have I wouldn't have it any other way. They're starting with their D coordinator all the way down to every one of the players on the defense. That they don't want anybody to score on it. But what I care about is a team that has the heart to make plays when they need to play, when they need to make plays, and that's what I'm proud of. This is a good football team. Duluth is very good. They run the ball hard. And so, you know, shoot.
Well, you had Redmond, you had Brady Rose's catch in the middle of the field, phenomenal catch, but and then you talk Grant Schindler the whole game, and then you know, Solomon St. Pierre comes up with a great interception. Yeah. You had guys making plays all day long.
Quarterback.
Luke
was. It's one of these things where Luke has a tendency to sometimes just pick up the team and put it on his shoulders sometimes, and you know, and I tell you what, he had some runs tonight. He was bound and determined, but I just think about all these catches these clutch catches that were made. Tom Rulo had some of those, so real proud of him.
Luke, in the first half, he had 127 yards on 6 carries, and then he threw the ball really well all night long. I mean, he hit some clutch passes. He's a kid that It's interesting. One website came out as him being a player to watch tonight, and he just shows extraordinary leadership, doesn't he, Jed?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was kind of standing there. Defense was in the huddle right at the end of the game. I think it might have been that 3rd down or 4th down, and I was kind of standing there listening to the coaches in the headset, and so I must have looked like I was thinking. And Luke walked around and he looked right in my eyes and he put his fist up and he says, "Coach, we got this." And he just walked off. And you just realized that, man, you know, when you got dudes around you like the team that we have, these players that believe in each other, they play for each other, they love each other. Man, I mean, it's I like our chances, you know, on Saturday.
You talk about another leader on the defensive side that didn't really get to play as much as he wanted tonight. That's John Tidwell.
Yeah.
But he really stepped up in terms of his leadership. He really did.
Coaching people. And, you know, he's over on the sideline. He's hurt. Could be feeling sorry for himself. He's not. He's helping his team. He's coaching. You know, I think he was crying at halftime because that kid's been here as a starter for 4 years. He remembered that feeling at Duluth a couple of years ago, and he wanted to play in this game so bad. And I think that's what those I know those are where those tears were from. But man, his leadership down here on the field and coaching guys up and encouraging guys, he's just one of many.
Finally, Jed, what is it? What is the thing that you told or talked about the team after the game that you wanted to impress upon this team? I mean, you said you were really happy with the victory, and you guys have a goal ahead of you. Can you talk about?
Well, you know, I just said, you know, we found out last year, you know, you know, almost isn't good enough. You know, it's or you know, a good year isn't good enough. And it's just one of these things about, you know, you know, Duluth wasn't just a checklist, like, hey, we haven't beat this team yet. It's a team that was in our way, you know, of what we want to do, and just kind of reminded them, and we've kind of reminded these guys all week that, you know, it's not about we're not going to change a bunch of stuff. We're not going to do anything different. We're not going to say, hey, this is a team that you never beat before. It's a team that's in your way of what you want to do, and if you really believe in being 1-0 every week, all your focus goes in on that. And that's all we talked about, just keeping it. And keeping a humble heart, you know, after this win, know that we now got to play another good team next week on the road. So,
okay, one last thing, Jed. Last week, there were some concentration laps, no doubt. We talked about it earlier this week. But tonight, you had incredible concentration from the first play of the game all the way through. And while there may have been a few struggles early on offensively, then they got rolling, and defensively, you had big plays during the course of this game all the way through. Your focus and drive was there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think what it is that, you know, on Sunday when we get home and we break down film, we're talking about Duluth. You know, when you go out and speak or you talk at the quarterback club or you go different places to talk about, you're still answering questions about what happened last week. And so our focus immediately goes on to that. And, you know, we had some lapses and things like that. You know, it's but we knew that everything was okay. You know, so you're going to miss a couple tackles that are going to go for touchdowns, and you're going to have some of those things. But it's that constant just keep climbing and digging and fighting. And, you know, we did that last week. We stumbled around against Crookston, but we turned around in the second half, and then we come out here and you know, we start to kind of let these guys climb back into it, and instead of kind of getting panicky, and our sideline was calm. You know, everybody just had this feeling of, hey, everything's going to be okay. Let's just make a play. Somebody make a play. And Cliff did at the end, and Brady did at the end. And there's a catch that we forget about that Luke threw. I thought it was going to go on the ground, and Josh Angulu slid underneath it. Great catch. That's what I'm saying. These guys are making clutch catches. Every time I think about it, there's something else that I forgot to talk about.
But isn't that here?
It's all hard. It's all hard.
Thanks, Jed. Went over for 100 yards for the second straight week. Max, tell us what this win tonight against UMD means for you and the program.
You know, I think we've been looking for a win like this for a long time, and I mean, we finally got our chance to prove it, and we did. I mean, we felt like we were kind of disrespected last year, kind of the beginning of the season. Like we were, I don't know. We hadn't been in there that long, and I mean, today we played well, got the win, kind of proved that.
Your offense was clicking the first half. You had a 70-yard career best touchdown run. What did that feel like?
Oh, that was awesome. I mean, the line was perfect. All the blocking was perfect. I mean, Garrett Shutt had a great seal block. And, I mean, it couldn't have been a better play.
347 yards in total offense that first half, and then you guys got some big plays in the second half to help push this towards your way. And then talk about, from an offensive guy, what do you think of the defense and the play of Cliff Redmond at the end?
I mean, it was huge. I mean, after I fumbled, I mean, it was all up to them, and they stepped up and made the biggest stop. I mean, hats off to them, and that's just. I feel like our defense is the best in the country, and I think they proved it right there. And for Cliff to step up like that, I mean, that's huge. After we have John Tidwell go out on our top corners, and Cliff step in and fill his place, and he did a great job. And we got all the faith in the world in him.
Thanks a lot, Max. Good luck next week.
Thanks, sir.